So a question in golf that is older than chicken or the egg is, should you get lessons or should you get fitted? What's going to help the most? So something I thought I'd delve into using our fantastic Gears 3D system here at Archerfield is how technique influences the shaft that you might get on with. Let's take a look. Right, so here we have two very, very different golfers. We've got a lady over here on the right in blue and a senior over here on the left in yellow. And interestingly enough, even though they're using the exact same golf club, they're using a 36.5 inch regular flex 85 gram shaft, they're generating the exact same club head speed. So when we delve into that, we can see here that she's got 75.29 miles an hour and he is 75.39. So interestingly enough, for the eagle-eyed amongst you will have spotted that how they're influencing the golf shaft is very, very different. So we can see over here on the left that the senior has got an awful lot more deflection at the bottom there. So that's that forward bend of the shaft relative to the zero line, whereas she has got very, very, very minimal. So when we actually put an amount to that, we can see here that she's got 10.69 millimeters of deflection, whereas he has got 29.32 millimeters. So how is that possible? So when we actually have a look at a variable here on Gears called grip speed, we can see that his peak grip speed is actually here, which is very, very late. So I would call him a late loader, or he's casting, a lot of people might say, whereas she is a much earlier loader. So her peak grip speed here is basically just as she kind of transitions from kind of backswing to downswing. So at this point, she's got a much more, I would call it a dragging of the handle, so a very, very steady deceleration profile. So it decelerates probably not quite enough in an ideal world, but a very steady deceleration there of the handle into the club head, whereas he has got a very rapid deceleration from this point, which is then putting an awful lot of stress, in particular at the mid and the tip section of the shaft, which is then creating this kind of late bend or excessive bend or deflection, whereas she's not doing that. So when we think about the type of equipment that he might get on with, so even though he's swinging it not that quick, he would probably get on with something that's a lot stiffer in the mid and the tip sections of the shaft, whereas she might actually benefit from something a little bit softer, because that actually might create a bit more. If we actually delve into the impact, we can see there that because of that deflection, he's going to add quite a lot of loft. She is going to struggle with loft, so she might get on with something a bit softer, help her get it up in the air. He might get on with something a bit stiffer. So this is why it's so important not to get overly wrapped up with club head speed and shaft flex. It's really important to look at a golfer's technique, how they load the shaft, and then match that loading profile with the launch profile. So again, hopefully that's interesting. Hopefully it starts to explain how the marriage of technique and equipment needs to be bang on, and it's not something to be guessed at. So there you go. It's a classic "it depends" answer. The most important thing is to understand how and when you load the shaft, and then create a really good matchup to help you hit the shots you want to hit out on the golf course. Please don't get sucked into my club head speed is X, and that means I need Y flex of shaft. That's kind of world is flat sort of stuff, folks. You've got to really go and test the equipment, understand your technique, and then create good matchups. Hope you found that interesting. Thanks for watching.